The Denver Broncos have always taken pride in their Orange Crush defense. And in the 1980s, a new generation crushed opponents like an avalanche. The team fed off their fans' emotion.
I have a problem with people who sit on their hands, particularly when your defense is out there. Is the 12th man, who is the fan in the stands, is an important factor.
People are painting their houses orange and, naming their kids John Elway, and it was crazy. I've never seen anything like it.
We're gonna have to fight them. We gotta fight them. We gotta get fired up. Keep flying around. Things will start going our way.
Defensive end Rulon Jones, number 75, recorded 73.5 sacks in his 9-year career, while making the Pro Bowl twice. Jones was joined in opponents' backfields by 12th-round draft choice Carl Mecklenburg.
I really didn't know enough about the NFL to know that I wasn't supposed to make it.
How he ever fell to the 12th round, no one knows, but the Broncos were smart enough to take him there.
Mecklenburg made life difficult for opposing quarterbacks, recording 79.5 sacks while going to 6 Pro Bowls.
We're coming. We're not going to let them sit back there and pick us apart.
His versatility is what made him so valuable to the defense.
Anytime you can be versatile and be used in different positions, you're much more valuable to the team.
He was equally capable against the run, and it seemed nothing could stop him. Well, almost nothing.
I got punched in the in a pile, so be careful in there. We're not fooling around.
His versatility extended to pass coverage, and he was named AFC Player of the Year in 1986. Part of his success can be attributed to the men behind him.
A gap opens up in front of you as a linebacker and you got a chance to shoot the gap and make a play in the backfield. If you're afraid of, if I miss that play, there's not going to be anybody behind me to take care of it, then you're making the 5-yard gain tackle or the 6-yard gain tackle instead of the 2-yard loss tackle.
Dennis Smith and Steve Atwater gave Denver the most physical safety tandem in the NFL.
Well, they were the prototype safeties. If you got through the line, you better be looking for one of the two of them because they're going to hit you. Dennis Smith was a fearless player. He was not quite as big as Steve. Probably a little quicker. I don't know. It's hard for me to choose between the two of them because they were both great and they were really fun to watch.
We the trucks, they the Ferraris. Well, we have some collisions. What happens with the collisions? When a guy driving a truck run into a Ferrari, he usually get out and say, "Damn, you all right?"
If you get a hold of a running back, you got to get him to the ground quick, or you're going to get Atwater or Dennis Smith right in the back of the head because they're coming. They intimidated a lot of running backs. I know they intimidated a lot of receivers.
Defenses were sort of geared to their strength. They would funnel things toward the middle of the field, and that's why they were able to get such big hits.
We always played with a great team concept. Everybody had gap assignments, except the safety. More often than not, the safety just was going to the ball, and when they got there, good things happened for us.
The guy, he was competitive and wanted to win at all costs.
John Elway was always able to bedevil the Dogs. In the AFC Championship, 1 year after the drive, the Broncos again face the Cleveland Browns.
Elway takes the snap and drops inside the 10, running up in the pocket, trying to get around some of the pressure. They throw the pass upfield. Jackson at the 25, breaks a tackle, gets out over the 30.
Elway's touchdown pass helped Denver to a 21-3 halftime lead. Midway through the fourth quarter, the Browns had tied the score at 31.
John was so amazingly adept at those last-second comebacks.
Let's go, offense! Come on, baby, come on. Come on.
Elway always seemed at his best against Cleveland and their coach, Marty Schottenheimer.
There's a gleam, man. There's a gleam.
He was Wile E. Coyote, and Elway was the Roadrunner. I mean, that sums up their relationship in a nutshell.
Red 98! Come on! Red 98! Hot!
Elway finished off another classic long drive with a 20-yard touchdown toss to Sammy Winder to give the Broncos a 38-31 lead. But once again, the Browns marched downfield.
38-31 Denver, 2nd and 5 at the 8 for the Browns with 1:12 to go.
The 8-yard line. Fighter inside the 5 to the 4 to the 3 to the 2. He fumbles the football and the Broncos have it. Doesn't seem fair.
Denver always seemed to blast off to new heights against the Browns, but in 1992 against Houston, they had a problem.
Y'all know what they're going to do. Let's take control now. Ready?
The Oilers jumped to a 21-6 lead against a seemingly lifeless Denver team. The Broncos stampeded back to narrow the deficit to 1 point.
Here's the give to Lewis. Lewis scores! Touchdown!
Down by 1 point and 98 yards from the end zone. A situation tailor-made for John Elway.
I'll tell you what, I mean, you couldn't ask for more. John Elway has a chance here. It's a long way to go. This game is far from over. I've seen this club move too many times to think it's over.
24-23 the score. Elway in the shotgun and in the end zone. Here's his pass. It's caught. Young makes it out at the 24-yard line. Down by Chris Dishman.
Elway converted 2 fourth downs on the drive.
4th down and 6 to go. Down to 1:28. Here's the snap. He's got some time. Flushed out. Rolls out. Being chased. Here's Elway. First down at the 35-yard line. Oh, my.
I think that pocket's going to move.
Here's the 4th down and 10 play. Elway's got the ball. John is back. Runs up out of the pocket. Lets the pass go. It's caught. Johnson to the 40. 35.
I'll tell you what. You can say what you want to. I don't think I want anybody back there except number 7.
25 and out of bounds at the 21-yard line of the Islanders. Kubiak will hold. Here's the snap. The kick is good. Broncos lead 26-24.
Gary Kubiak did a marvelous job of getting it down. And he and Treadwell right now, the happiest people in Mile High Stadium. This place is a madhouse. 76,000 plus have lost their minds in Mile High Stadium. Oh, unbelievable. Unbelievable finish.
And this place has gone bananas as the Broncos, with one of their greatest, come from behind win. Denver 26, Houston 24.
In 1995, Broncos owner Pat Bowlen hired Mike Shanahan, Denver's former offensive coordinator, as head coach. Shanahan had just come off a record-breaking year with the 49ers.
You know, Mike had the opportunity to stay where he was, which was in San Francisco, which was obviously a very, very good job. He had the opportunity to take other head coaching jobs, and he chose Denver. that makes me very proud. Makes me very proud of this city, makes me very proud of my team, to know that Shanahan's coming here to coach it. Mike Shanahan will have full control of football operations. That's what I want him to do. So it's my great, great pleasure to introduce the new head coach of the Denver Broncos, Mike Shanahan.
Suiting up for Shanahan, John Elway would elevate his game to new heights.
Okay, Elway is going to pass it, and Sharp's going to catch it at the 20, at the 15, at the 10, at the 5, and into the end zone.
With Shanahan and players like tight end Shannon Sharp and running back Terrell Davis, the pieces were in place for another Super Bowl run. In the 1995 NFL Draft, the Denver Broncos went looking for a diamond in the rough. They found a gem in the 6th round in running back Terrell Davis.
The last preseason game was Jacksonville, and we started Terrell Davis, and we wanted to see how good this guy was. And after he played in that Jacksonville game, we knew we had our starter. And he was so deceptive, he could run through a guy. And he had the speed, especially in that second half, to outrun people. You never know how a guy's going to step up. He looked so good. We knew we had something special.
Anybody that has 176 yards and about 30 carries,
right from the start, you saw Terrell every time he got the ball, he made positive yardage, he ran hard. This stuff is all upfield. There's not a lot of side to side. I mean, he'll go side, and then he makes a decision, and he hits that son of a gun full bore.
Davis did more than impress. He showed veteran poise and the ability to learn on the fly. He quickly earned a spot in the starting lineup and became an important part of the offense.
The thing that he did that most guys aren't able to do as a rookie is mentally he picked up everything we were doing. He was going to make some rookie mistakes, but mentally he was ready to play. So you don't find that very often in this league, and that's what jumped him over the hump, in my opinion.
In Davis's first season, he rushed for 1,117 yards, becoming the lowest drafted player to ever rush for 1,000 yards in his rookie season.
I was probably the only back who was drafted that low to ever get a chance to start, you know, and play the whole season to get 1,000 yards.
Good job. Hey, that's it. Nice running, baby. Nice running now. Nice work.
Over the next 3 seasons, Davis developed into one of the premier backs in the NFL. In his first 4 seasons, TD rushed for over 6,400 yards to become the Broncos' all-time leader. He was chosen to play in 3 Pro Bowls and was named the league MVP in 1998.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Good job, bud.
The offset, they've run the ball out of this. Here we go again. Toss left. Davis cuts back. Big hole. Terrell Davis. There we go. He's gone. And Terrell Davis, the last 2 times he's touched the football, has gone 63 and 59 yards, both for touchdowns.
In 1998, Davis became only the 4th running back in NFL history to surpass 2,000 yards rushing in a single season.
Elway by himself. He takes the handoff, running left. Terrell breaks a tackle. He's got it. There it is. Terrell Davis is mobbed by his teammates on the sideline. He has just become only the 4th player in NFL history to go over 2,000 yards in a single season. And a standing ovation by the Bronco faithful here at Mile High Stadium as everybody chants TD.
I want to give this TD 2,008 yards rushing for the season.
And a lot of people wrote John off, I think, a little early. Elway was a competitor. He was a guy who was going to give everything he had to the very bitter end, no matter what the outcome.
The outcome in Super Bowls for the Broncos had been disappointing. In their 5th, Super Bowl 32, they were again underdogs.
What it's all about! Go on, play your hearts out, we'll come out on top! Leave it out here, baby! Broncos on 3, 1, 2, 3! Broncos!
The defense pounded the pack.
The wide receiver on the left.
But Green Bay took a 7-0 lead.
The end zone. Back there is Antonio Freeman. Touchdown, Packers! Antonio Freeman on an absolutely gorgeous throw by Brett Favre.
It's all right. Let's go, guys. That's all right. That's all right. Let's go. Let's go.
Denver rallied with the running of Terrell Davis.
Go. There you go.
TD's TD tied the game at 7.
Elway, handoff, Davis into the end zone, touchdown! Yeah, a pretty good way for the Broncos to answer.
But Davis was dinged before the half.
And I think Davis may be shaken up. And this would be bad, costly for the Broncos.
Biggest, most celebrated headache in the world.
I said, hey, Coach, you know, I got a headache. I said, a headache in the Super Bowl? I mean, how can you have a headache in the Super Bowl?
How are you? TD.
Dave, number 30 on the bench right now, getting some medical attention. My guesstimate is he may have a migraine. He's been taking some of that oxygen.
Need a little rest? Okay.
He got a concussion. He's scared to run the ball. He ain't running hard no more. He ain't gonna run it hard no more. He's scared. They out the game. You gotta take him out.
Don't worry about seeing on this place because we're going to fake it to you the 15 lead. But if you're not in there, they won't believe we're going to throw the ball.
That shows you what a trooper he was to go in there. He couldn't even see anyone in there. I've been told my compassion isn't very high after that situation.
Deception saved the day, as Davis was used as a decoy.
John, it will trot into the end zone, touchdown.
Green Bay really pitched everything inside, and he had daylight to the outside on the right.
Elway's clear path to the end zone was the result of a brave player and a bold call from the head coach.
He kind of looked at me a little different. He said, look at me, he's like, yeah, you are crazy, aren't you?
Hey, guys, let's go!
With the game tied at 17, Elway took to the air in more ways than one.
Packers jumping around. They rush 4. Plenty of time for John now. Squeezes, steps up in the pocket. Elway can run inside the 10. Head first. He dives inside the 5-yard line.
My goodness! You want to tell me the 37-year-old man doesn't want to win this game? That's sacrifice.
All you have to do is watch that helicopter shot of him against the Packers in Super Bowl 32. It says everything about John Elway in one single play.
Goal line, goal line, goal line. 2nd and goal from the 1. Elway, Davis to the end zone. Touchdown, Denver! That was a 93-yard drive. 2nd and goal from the 1. Davis into the end zone.
The Broncos had a 31-24 lead, but Green Bay had one last chance.
Play like you always do.
A lot of blitz.
Yeah, whatever you would do normal.
Believe it or not, I was on my knees praying.
Come on, baby. Somebody make a play.
This is it. Come on.
4th and 6 for the 31. Blitz is on. Favre hit as he throws. Pass is going to be incomplete. Denver has! Denver's going to win it. Oh, baby, they're going to win this thing. Are you kidding me?
And there's just tears streaming out of my eyes. There was no way to explain it.
Talk about a 10-ton truck lift off your shoulders. We're the Broncos. We're champions. We're not Buffalo. We're not Minnesota. We're champions now.
Floyd Little was there, and Floyd Little felt it was vindication for his years.
Tears that were flowing in San Diego after they finally won a Super Bowl. People feel this deep in this town.
37 years after their inception, the Broncos were finally champions.
It validated the 60s, 70s, 80s, and for them to do what they did, we were all on that sideline at the same time.
This one for Todd.
everybody in this town was proud to be a Bronco fan that day.
And I started thinking about all the great quarterbacks who had played in Super Bowl games, joining the ranks of all of those great Hall of Famers, all in one image.
The next year, that was a great football team, probably the best Bronco team ever.
The Broncos' path to football immortality was blocked by a coach who had found the fountain of youth in Atlanta.
Have 60 minutes to find and get out and win this thing on 3. 1, 2, 3, win!
Denver dominated from start to finish.
Straight back pressure, and he's down. Romanowski's got him, and down he goes at the 17-yard line.
Okay, man, here it comes.
Elway would be named the game's most valuable player as he threw for over 330 yards, including a touchdown bomb to Rod Smith.
Down deep the middle of the field. Rod Smith's got it. Here we go. 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. Rod Smith, Denver touchdown. 80 yards for John Elway.
Okay. Let's go. Let's bury him now. Bury him.
Chandler gets the play off. Rolls to his left.
Come on.
Now pressured, looks back to his right, fires in the middle. Pass is going to be intercepted.
Oh, yeah! Come on, man, come on!
Intercepted, and that's Darius Johnson. He's going to be in Atlanta territory.
All right!
Griffith now in motion to the left. Elway with an empty backfield, runs a quarterback draw, lunges to the goal line. He is in.
Yeah!
Touchdown, John Elway and Denver. Well, we've seen that a number of times in 16 years. Elway with a design draw. He gets up with a big smile on his face, and why not? His helmet is off, both arms extended in the air. And if it's not his last game, it sure seems like it.
Hey, this guy didn't have too bad. I don't know if it's his last one.
Hell no!
Keep the pressure on.
You know, it was such an interesting way to end a career.
I'm just graduating pro football. I can't do it physically anymore. And that's really hard for me to say.
I mean, it was a storybook. It was like something you'd read to a little kid, you know. This is once upon a time.
I'm not sure that there's a love affair between the fans and an NFL franchise like there is in Denver.
I love you!
You know, it's almost like I'm kind of the adopted son of Denver.
During the 1999 season opener, Denver honored its hero.
Probably once in our lifetimes, certainly in mine, there is a player that becomes so important to us and so much our hero that his number and his name are synonymous. There'll never be another number 7 on the Denver Broncos. John will always have that number.
Second-year quarterback Brian Griese stepped into the shadow of a legend, a reality he began thinking about following Super Bowl 33. Griese came face to face with his fate as he took the field for his first start.
John Elway is still the Broncos, and it's tough on any quarterback. Every time anybody takes a snap for the Denver Broncos, they compare him to John Elway. Not fair, but understandable.
As the heir apparent, Griese made the perfect first impression.
Hey, let's get it done. Let's have some fun, all right? Shotgun empty left wide motion. 3-jet stick look, y'all want it.
Now in the gun again, but two backs with him this time. 3rd and 15 from the 39.
To who?
Griese is in the pocket, throws deep down the middle of the field. McCaffrey's there. Here we go, McCaffrey. 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Denver. Brian Griese to Ed McCaffrey, 61 yards, and Denver strikes first.
However, with such daunting cleats to fill, Griese struggled to find a comfortable fit. And an 0-4 start, combined with the devastating season-ending loss of Terrell Davis in Week 4, added to the burden. The expectations were unforgiving, and the learning curve was steep as Greasy labored to find his place.
I think it was extremely difficult for Brian, and the other problem Brian had, Brian was a rather introspective, cerebral guy. He was, to an extent, the All-American boy, but he didn't come across like John did.
1999 may have been trying, but Greasy would learn to gain strength through adversity.
Play fake, Greasy on the roll. He can run if he wants to. Brian to the 10, to the 5, to the pylon. That is a Denver touchdown.
Over time, Greasy settled into his role, playing with poise and confidence. He developed the physical and mental toughness of a team leader while guiding the Broncos back into the playoffs.
Greasy, running time. Now on the roll, looks back at the end zone, throws towards McCaffrey. That is a Denver touchdown.
Hey, I'm more proud of that. I'm on the sideline, I take a look, I go over to this quarterback over here, number 14. I look at his chin, it looks like he needs about 10, 12 stitches. Doesn't even phase him. Brian Greasy, that's one of the best games.
Rookie running back Mike Anderson helped ease the pressure. The 6th-round draft choice was a pleasant surprise, rushing for a team rookie record 1,487 yards.
Midfield, Anderson, 45-40, 35-30. Springs, can he get him? No. Anderson, 10-5, touchdown Denver. Wow.
In 2000, receivers Rod Smith and Ed McCaffrey each reached the pinnacle of careers defined by hard work and persistence.
I think McCaffrey and Rod Smith use what they have in talent as well as any set of receivers in NFL history.
After being cast off by the Giants and buried on the 49ers depth chart, Ed McCaffrey was finally given a chance to shine in Denver.
Well, what happened is I was at San Francisco the last year, and San Francisco had brought Ed in after he was cut from the Giants. And you could see with the way Ed worked that he had a chance to be a very, very good player. And they had so many receivers at that time, San Francisco, it was a perfect situation for me to bring him in here.
A lot of his teammates look at Ed and think there should be a target painted on the middle of his jersey and with a little sign that says, "Insert helmet here," because this guy just takes some hellacious hits and keeps bouncing back.
I love to see Ed McCaffrey get up after a hit and adjust his neck. It is one of the great sights in the NFL. Here's this guy, this big, tall receiver who goes over the middle and just gets the living daylight knocked out of him almost every time he makes a catch. And he always gets up, he does one of these with his neck, and off he goes.
Ed McCaffrey is what I would show a film of to any young player in football. This is the desire you should have. These are the traits that you should have. This is the way you should play football.
One stiff arm away, inside the 20, inside the 10, inside the 5, he scores! What a great effort by Ed McCaffrey!
I just think McCaffrey is a marvelous, marvelous player.
Oh my! I'm gonna tell you what, Brian Williams, that's Ed McCaffrey that just tattooed you on your back and allowed that thing to go down another 15 yards.
Ed McCaffrey is such a fun player to watch, especially when things are tight. I think he's the kind of guy, you get in a jam, you look for Ed McCaffrey.
Clock at 29 and counting. Elway drops straight back, fires into the end zone, ball's tipped in the air, and caught! McCaffrey, touchdown! Eddie McCaffrey has got a touchdown!
McCaffrey's determination and unselfishness became contagious, especially with his pass-catching partner.
He's going to go out there and he's going to lay it on the line for you. I just love playing with him. You want to play with guys like that, and his mentality is pretty much like mine. He'll do whatever. He blocks, he does, and he doesn't care. As long as we win the game, very unselfish player. And that's probably why we kind of bonded, from the start, that once we got to playing together.
Originally signed as a rookie free agent in 1995, Rod Smith was destined for stardom from the first time he touched the ball.
Rod Smith's first catch in the National Football League was a touchdown and won the game. It was against the Redskins, and it was another one of those games that the Broncos were behind late in the game, and Elway had the ball out around midfield.
Everybody was hurt, and I was the last one left pretty much, and that's me. It just waited my turn, and it took advantage of an opportunity.
Well, they're going to throw the Hail Mary here with 6 seconds to go. Elway's in the shotgun, steps up in the pocket, looking long. Here goes the pass. Rod Smith up. He got it! Broncos win! Rod Smith makes the touchdown catch!
Rod Smith just went up and took the ball away from him. Unbelievable.
That first ever catch, and it still hangs on my wall in my basement, and every time I see it, I kind of get goosebumps. That kind of started me to where I am now.
Smith quickly ascended to the top of the depth chart and became the Broncos' most reliable wideout.
Rod Smith will make the catch in traffic. He's not afraid to go over the middle.
Deep ball, Smith double covered. Rod goes over a Charger and makes the catch. Big time play by a big time player.
Smith quietly went about his business, rewriting the record books. By 2004, he owned team records for receptions, receiving yards, and touchdown catches.
Plenty of time, pumps, now runs to the left, steals, throws, back in the end zone. Touchdown! Touchdown, Rod Smith! And Rod Smith, his 56th career touchdown as a Bronco. That makes him number 1 in that category in club history.
In 2000, McCaffrey and Smith each caught 100 passes. Only the second receiving tandem to do so in a season. That year marked the closing of one of Denver's most recognizable landmarks. For 41 seasons, Mile High Stadium had been synonymous with thin air, late game heroics, and the loudest fans in football. On December 23, 2000, the Broncos said goodbye to their hallowed home.
Man, there's a lot of memories that go in this room. I mean, the last 40 years, a lot has been accomplished with this organization. This may be our last game here at Mile High. Let's do it right.
Denver closed out Mile High in style, dominating the 49ers from the start.
Hands it off right up the middle, and Coleman's going to go to the outside 20, 15 to the 10 to the 5. There you go. It's going to be a touchdown. Yeah. Come on. Eddie.
Deep ball left side for McCaffrey in the end zone. Eddie Mack has got a Denver touchdown. Wow.
After the final gun, players and fans continued to celebrate.
What a great feeling.
That's great.
Mile High Stadium. For 40 years, the Broncos have played to a full house, creating an atmosphere unmatched in professional football. Tonight, the curtain comes down on Mile High, December 23rd, 2000.
The Broncos ushered in 2001 with emotions running high and expectations running higher as they moved into their new home.
This is the moment we've been waiting for. Everybody in the nation gets to see the best stadium in America, Invesco Field at Mile High.
They christened their new stadium by pounding the defending NFC champion New York Giants.
Yeah, I like it. You? Yeah, let's go. I write Fox, you all go on 3. Take a chance.
Greasy makes the draw, steps up, throws deep in the right side for Smith. In the end zone, Rod Smith with a Denver touchdown.
However, victory came with a devastating price.
Greasy drops back, throws, McCaffrey's open. a one-handed catch and then gets blasted by Sean Williams, and McCaffrey is still down.
Wide receiver Ed McCaffrey was lost for the season after fracturing his leg in the third quarter. McCaffrey's injury was the beginning of a difficult stretch for the franchise. 2001 and 2002 were defined by inconsistent play. The Broncos watched fast starts fade and late-season playoff runs stall, leaving them out of the playoffs in back-to-back years for the first time under Mike Shanahan. In 2003, a ray of hope arrived in quarterback Jake Plummer, a gunslinger whose renegade style and competitive fire seemed to be the perfect mix to rekindle the Broncos' playoff flame.
First, I want to start by saying I'm honored and privileged, excited about every other adjective that could be positive to be here and be part of the Denver Broncos organization. What it came down to was my heart and my gut, and it was about winning.
Plummer took charge of the Denver huddle. Energizing the offense with Jake under center, the Broncos were able to reignite their offensive power.
Let's go, huh? Playmakers. Surrounded by playmakers right here. We're gonna go shotgun empty left. 23 scat wide Buffalo. Sharp, you're breaking a slant versus 2 to that side, your side. Right. Plus look quick too anyway. If they come strong, I gotta hit you. Red 18, huh? Good catch, Sharp. Let's go now, come on, let's wake up, let's go. Let's go score, man. Got trips right, zebra left, 60, zebra slice, halfback wide. Let's go now. All we need is one big one from somebody. Starts with me getting the ball delivered. You guys up front protecting. Let's go now. Here we go, blue, blue. Is that hot? Blue, blue, on 2. Red 18. Red 18. Is that hot? Hot.
Throws to the end zone. Pass going to be caught by Ashley Lalene.
Great catch, baby.
That is a Denver touchdown. Jake Plummer showing you some of the mobility that made him such a valuable commodity in the offseason. And the fans in Denver love it.
You step up, you, whoever it is, got to step up. Someone got to make a play. Let's go. Let's not panic. We're fine. Let's just play. Let's go.
In 2004, Plummer set a team record for most passing yards in a season. More importantly, Denver was winning and headed back to the playoffs.
Big Plummer, all-time passing yardage for a season, 4,089 yards. Also tied the record in touchdowns. Great job. Great job.
Despite the rejuvenation, victories in the postseason remained elusive. The Broncos' playoff train derailed suddenly and swiftly in Indianapolis during Wild Card Weekend in 2003. It was clear there was still work to be done in Denver. The Broncos began to upgrade their defense. They traded for All-Pro cornerback Champ Bailey and signed veteran safety John Lynch.
Tonight we play to our standard, all right? We play to our standard. Everything else will take care of itself. We'll dominate. Let's go, champ. Look for them taking a shot here. Look for them taking a shot. Come on. Try me like that. How they gonna try me like that? How they gonna try me like that?
Green drops the throw. Pressure comes by to Fay. He can't get him. He's got him by the jersey. Green pulls away. And now avoids Pope. Green on the run. Throws pass. It's intercepted. Champ Bailey. And that is his first interception as the Broncos. What a play by Champ Bailey.
Give up, ball. Give up, ball. Give me that. Give me that.
Together, Bailey and Lynch provided added leadership, while their aggressive style gave the defense much-needed confidence and swagger.
Red 18 seconds.
By 2005, Denver appeared ready to re-enter the upper echelon of the NFL. The Broncos opened the season winning 4 of their first 5 games. Plummer was playing the best football of his career, and the running game was churning up yardage.
Toss left side to Bell. Bell's got the corner to the 40, 45, gets a block, foot race, here we go, 40, 35, 30, Tatum to the 20, the 15, the 10, you ain't gonna catch him, 5, goal line. That is a Denver touchdown, 67 yards.
Denver was playing at a high level, but it was a mid-season meeting with the world champion New England Patriots that would determine just how far the Broncos had come. Trailing 3-0 in the second quarter, the offense detonated a big play. Denver then built a 28-3 lead behind 3 Jake Plummer touchdowns.
Plummer drops to throw, throws a pass to the right side, pass caught, Rod Smith's got a touchdown.
The defense rose up to preserve an impressive win over the defending champs. The Broncos finished 2005 with 13 victories, the most wins since John Elway's final season in 1998. And captured the 10th AFC West title. Head coach Mike Shanahan was validated as the most successful coach in team history by becoming Denver's all-time leader in wins.
He's the winningest coach in Bronco history. No coach. Congratulations, Mike.
Thanks, man.
The first playoff game at Invesco Field at Mile High featured a rematch with the Patriots in a Saturday night showdown. The Broncos would have to overcome New England's 3 Super Bowl titles and quarterback Tom Brady's playoff-perfect 10-0 record.
Ready? Wait 20. Wait 20 seconds.
The defense rattled Brady and attacked him from all sides. The aggressive play paid dividends.
Handoff right up the middle to Kevin Fogg.
Broncos may have it, they do. Denver's got it at the New England 40-yard line. All right. All right. Mike Anderson is into the end zone, and Denver's got the lead. Denver takes advantage, as good teams do.
Denver held a 10-6 lead, but New England was driving. Needing a stop on 3rd and goal, it was Champ Bailey who made the champs pay.
Brady flushed and throws the run pass, going to be intercepted. Hurrah! Champ Bailey in the end zone, down the sideline. Bailey, 30, 40, foot race, Bailey stepped out of a tackle. Champ Bailey, 30, 20, 15, 10. Did he get there? He's hit out of bounds, I think, at the 1, shy of the pylon.
Anderson culminated the longest non-scoring play in NFL history with a short 6.
Get in there. Get in there. Get in there. That's 6. That's 6. That's 6.
Late in the third quarter, a muffed punt then put Denver in position to deliver the decisive blow that dethroned a dynasty.
Play fake, Plummer now rolling to his right, throws, pass caught. Rod Smith, and Denver has got a touchdown. And the Broncos may have just said so long to the world champions.
And the Broncos will advance to the AFC Championship game.
Mike, you guys played well. You guys made a lot of big plays.
Thanks, Bill.
Hell of a job. Good luck.
You're the best. Thanks. You're a class
Hope you guys go all the way.
Thanks.
Euphoria would turn to disappointment a week later as the Broncos' Super Bowl dreams went unfulfilled with a loss to the Pittsburgh Steelers in the AFC Championship game. However, in victory or defeat, Denver's love affair with their Broncos continues to run deep. Since bringing a small-time Western outpost into the big time in 1960, the Denver Broncos have grown to become as much a part of the Denver landscape as the Rocky Mountains. What began as a ragtag team of lovable losers has blossomed into one of the most envied franchises in the NFL, where victory is the benchmark for success and achievement the model of excellence.
I think you have a great owner in Pat Bowlen who not only wants to treat his team right and his former players right, but also the fans right. They see good football, they see a franchise that tries to make the right moves, and they see a coach who is one of the best ever. That's what I think is important, is that this love affair, if you want to call it that, has continued.
As each new season arrives in Denver, the Broncos look forward to contending for a championship and meeting expectations that will always be a mile high.
In the hollowed skies of winter, a season comes full circle. Champions captured in metal, legends etched in gold and silver. Precious stones that tell the story of a team and the price that is paid for victory.
We had done something that no one else had ever done. We had gone from utter trash to gold.
He will hunt you down and tell you, make the frickin' play.
The only way to escape that kind of wrath was to be perfect.
I'm running out in the field, and Charlie says, you better take care of that ball. And Drew was kind of standing next to me, and he says, Dad, go out there and sling it.
And I got them together. I said, guys, we've worked our rear ends off to get here, but I emphatically made the point that this game's worth a big blanking ring.
They would start saying, kill Bubba, kill. Kill Bubba, kill. You were ready to snap this guy's neck if necessary.
And in that precise moment, when you know that the next ball game will be in the Super Bowl, it just doesn't get any better. It doesn't get any better than that.
And so the countdown begins to the greatest Super Bowl team of all time. One team more perfect than any other. 11 men, flawless, on either side of an imaginary line. Offensively, brilliant. Defensively, undaunted. Men work a lifetime for this moment. One game that can define a career. It's a game we all love. It's their game. It's our game.
This has been a presentation of the NFL Network.